So I've been riding these Spitfire conical fulls for quite a while, and I want to switch it up. I'm actually going to try these lock-in Spitfire. So the big difference with this wheel is you can actually have a better pinch. You can lock in your trucks, your slides, grinds. So this video, we're going to test it out, see how these lock-ins do. So a little bit of a review, also just seeing how much different they are from the conical full, how much advantages I do get. I've actually had the lock-ins previously. Pretty sure they used to have a lock-in that was like this on the outside, but it was like that on both sides. The difference with this one is actually that they're cut differently. So they're cut differently here than they are on the other side. I'll go ahead and open them up so you can see what I mean, not in the package. So yeah, see how it has that little dip. It's sort of a pretty common shape is that they dip in so you can like Smith grind lock in, but the thing is back here, they're straight. So you're getting that dip on that side, but you're getting that straight on this side, which I think the ideal would be that for Smith grinds, nose grind, crooked grinds, anything really, I'll be able to lock into the coping better. So set these bad boys up. In this video, we're gonna go hit some different spots and see how they do. See if they're an advantage, a disadvantage, just overall kind of see what these wheels are all about. Hopefully by the end of this video, you'll see if you should be getting these lock-ins, if they're for you, who they're not for, who they are for, and just overall difference between the conicals, because I've been skating this for almost years now. You get way more speed once you have brand new wheels. But yeah, getting flat spots out is a way to save money if you can't afford buying a brand new pair of Spitfires. Although I will say, Spitfire is probably the most affordable wheel for how long they last. So the one thing that we're not going to be able to do is normally I kind of actually like to have my graphic on the inside because that's just a personal preference, but obviously with this design and this shape, there is only one way to put the wheel on. Not one way, but there's a right and wrong way to put the wheel on. Normally wheels are symmetrical, not asymmetrical. I think that's how you say it. The point is that normally you could put the wheels on, you can flip them, even rotate them. And these, I think that may be an advantage or a disadvantage. I guess we'll see over time. Sometimes I like to rotate my wheels, so we'll see how that works. I mean, one might even argue maybe we can do a little test. I'm sorry, I still don't have my skate tool. We should do a test though, maybe towards the end of this video. I'll put them on backwards, like the lock-ins on the wrong side, essentially, just to see. Actually, I'm gonna tighten these down all the way. So whenever you get new wheels, it's good to tighten them down all the way. Make sure those bearings are in there. It's really hard when you have a wrench. I should have just got the socket out here. Thought pliers would do it quick. It's that weird noise. A little weird. Oh, there we go. That was a weird noise. I think it was just like sitting in there. Maybe the bearing, the washer wasn't sitting in there. Nice and good. So yeah, they are the 55s. I normally get 56s. That is the one thing I will say. They don't, seems like they don't have 56s yet in this shape. I'm sure eventually they will. They'll make them in this shape, but yeah, that's the one disadvantage. Although I used to ride 54s and 55s forever, I just recently stepped it back up to 56 millimeter. And I think mainly it's just because I've been skating a lot of spots where I was struggling to get speed, whether it be like the surface, the innate spot, like it's uphill or whatever it is. So yeah, bigger wheels are really nice when it comes to things like that, like you want more speed. However, it also means that you're getting further off the ground. So the reality is you are gonna lose some pop. And I don't ride riser pads. I've made tons of videos about why I don't ride riser pads for that same reason. So I can stay lower to the ground. So even though I have bigger wheels, I want to stay as low to the ground as I possibly can. So these actually have a little more riding space, it looks like, too. That's something we need to compare, not just the lock-in. Yeah, that riding space is significantly different. That will definitely affect our skating too. Like having that more wide riding space. Pretty sure Cater just had like a wheel come out that was really wide. I know some skaters really like wide wheels and some skaters like really skinny wheels. I think it really depends on the type of skating you like to do. I think a skinnier wheel might be better for certain things. Maybe flat ground tricks, for example. They're not as heavy, not as bulky. I don't know though, maybe not though, because you don't have as much riding surface. So that's the whole point. You're gonna have more riding surface with these wheels that I'm putting on, and I'll be able to lock in. So it might be a win-win. These might be my new favorite wheels. I don't know until I skate them and try them. It's pretty important to also use your washers on your wheels, something I never really did, and I started doing it recently. You also get a little more truck space. What I mean by that is like you can kind of push your wheels off your hanger a little more with the washer because it's not sitting as close to your actual hanger. So those little things make a big difference, man. It just looks crazy like looking at it. You can see it right now. So there's a lock-in on this side, there's a conical on this side, and I think the one thing is we may lose a little bit of truck space. It's like, yeah, we might get some pinch, but we lose a little space, where this you get a little more truck in there. So another thing to be considered is that you might lose a little hanger space. So those washers on your wheels are gonna be extra crucial. Might even, with these trucks, the Ace trucks, I can't seem to get more washers on there. It's a whole issue. So I can't do that, but if you can, if you're able to, maybe put some more washers on your wheel when you're riding these lock-in fulls. I'd be curious if anybody does that. Last wheel, as you can see, my hardware's gotten a little loose. So it's time to maybe get some new hardware. I don't like this Allen head hardware anyway, so there they are. They're brand new. see how the skate, see the difference in between the conicals. First spot of the day is here at Edison Skate Park in Huntington Beach, and then we're gonna hit some more street spots. Super stoked. They got this DIY quarter pipe. I'm not sure if it's DIY. I think some skaters added it onto the skate park, and this skate park is actually temporary. So this isn't like a permanent skate park. I think it's New Line Skate Park. Pretty sure Kent Russell. He put this ground down here. It's actually this like version of asphalt. It looks like it's concrete. This is asphalt. It's just painted a certain color. But yeah, super fun. We're gonna break in the wheels here at this park and then hit some spots. Unfortunately, the first session with these new wheels was cut short because I've hit my hand a bunch lately. I actually had a hairline fracture in my hand. Well, it's healed now. It's been about 3 weeks since I got it, but I've been trying to ease into skating. I've been injured, trying to film this video part. It's been a whole situation. I actually did end up getting a clip for the video part. Super excited. I wanted to be done with that video part, but that's a whole nother video. That's just the reality of being a 35-plus-year-old skateboarder trying to film a video part at this age and just getting injured, and I have you know, daily jobs, responsibilities. But now I'm just going on a tangent. We're at the MLK skate park. So what I want to do now is try to pay extra attention to everything and see how good these wheels really lock in. I'm gonna try a bunch of different tricks like back 5-0, front 5-0, Smith grinds, board slides, lip slides. I'm gonna try to skate different coping too, like the pull coping, metal coping, noping. There's a lot of different like type of obstacles here to really find out what the advantages and disadvantages of these wheels are. And I do have some things that I noticed right away, but I'll dive into all of that towards the end of this video. I'll give you a summary of what my thoughts are on these wheels. First, I want to get some more experience with them here at the skate park because I was having so much fun the other day with all my homies, but I got a little distracted because that's just how it is. You got to have fun with your boys, but I had a good break-in session. Now's the time to like really pay attention and see how different the wheels really are. Keep slamming on those 5-0 fakies. That is like the third one I slammed on where I've hit my hand. Now, fortunately, I'm leaving tomorrow on a trip with my wife to celebrate our anniversary for like a week. So I won't be doing any skating. That'll be good to get some like recovery time in. But first, I want to talk about some of the advantages, disadvantages. The first thing is the main difference between the conicals and these lock-ins. Just the grinding. The grinding is much more different. I'll talk about the advantages and disadvantages. But the second thing is just the right and wrong way to put them on. Basically, you have the sharp edge, then you have this edge where it actually divots in. And then the third difference I would say is just like the width, obviously. So some of the disadvantages that I think come from these wheels before we get into the advantages, I will say it doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna lock into everything. I would say with rails, this would probably be really good, like flat rails or going down rails. I would imagine rail skaters would love this because you can cross lock and you could just like get into certain pinches better. The one thing that I think I had a little bit of trouble with was actually backsmiths on training. And that could be because of how I've done them lately. I like to go like really fast and just kind of like shuffle right into them. But when I was trying to do that, I feel like I was just missing my pinch spot that I normally could find. And I think mainly that was because I was just hitting straight into this edge where there is no spot for my wheel to kind of like rebound against. I guess like not rebound against, but like hit and then get stuck in. Instead of getting stuck, it kind of just popped out, if that makes sense. Like the edge of this little area back here, it hit the coping and just kind of popped out, versus like when it had the divot, I feel like it bonked it and then like what allowed my board to stay more into place. So I don't think it's always gonna lock in better. It kind of depends. I really do like them and I'm gonna keep skating them. When I was doing slappy grinds on curbs, like 50/50s, it grinded so good and locked in so much better. So I think there are some caveats to the lock-in. There's some good things, there's some bad things. I definitely say if you never tried these lock-ins, definitely try them out. They definitely skate different than conicals. I like them a lot. I think they're really fun, especially for like 5.0s on transition. I was having a lot of fun with that. I feel like it really held that edge really good. And then front Smiths also. For some reason, front Smiths, I didn't have the same experience as I do with back Smiths. Like I was able to really use the spot and like push it in front of me. So I think it has something to do with like depending on how you do your tricks and where you're positioned. Like normally doing a front side Smith, I can sit like in the back more, like I'm leaning more back so I can push it in front of me. I think that's where the lock-in really helps. The back Smith, I'm more on top and I'm kind of like pressing it under, and I think that's where it just didn't help so much. And again, it could just be like how I do Smith grinds, but yeah, I really like these wheels. I'll definitely be riding them again. That was some advantages and disadvantages. And the other thing I was going to say, I wanted to try to switch them around the other way, but I just haven't had a chance to do that. I've been injured, so maybe we'll do that in the future. And my rails are wearing down all the way to the nails now. It's crazy. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button. Appreciate y'all. Nash.